Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Boston and I'm a concert photographer based in Los Angeles, California, and I do videos on concert photography and general photography stuff. Since I live in LA, we are doing the stay at home. I'm trying to take everything seriously and not go outside, so I haven't been shooting lately, and one of the things I had around my house that I thought would be fun to test today is one of these glass balls, these crystal ball things. I see these come up all the time on like photography tricks and fun like accessories and stuff for photography, and I just feel like this isn't practical. Like, I don't think that you're necessarily going to get a good shot with this. Like, all of the pictures that I've seen are like beautiful landscapes and people doing like killer jobs of like having this in their image, but the thing is like what they're shooting behind it is the thing that's amazing, not the lens ball. So what I wanted to try to do today was get some killer images that you could do around the house with this, because I don't have a beautiful waterfall, trail, whatever in my backyard. So I'm gonna try and get some great shots with this and see how it works and like how to do it, because this comes up just like too much. I feel like this is such a niche thing and I want to try it and see how it works. So I'm gonna get my camera and we're gonna go outside and test this baby out. So the first thing that I wanted to try was shooting with this glass orb around my house. I have a yard that has plants and flowers in it, and I figured that this focusing on flowers would be really cool and something easy to replicate, as most of us have flowers, some sort of plants in and around our homes, or just like on the street if you go for a walk. So I figured that would be easy to replicate. I did have to clean it as soon as I picked it up, because as soon as I do anything with it, it gets my fingerprints all over it. But we're gonna try on a few different kinds of flowers and see how the pictures turn out. So I wanted to show you guys the videos of me taking pictures of the flowers, because it's really important to kind of watch my movements here. I was making these like micro adjustments where I'm a little bit closer, a little bit back, a little bit forward to the flowers, because it took me so long to get the flowers in focus and get these sharp images. Otherwise I had these like blurry, kind of out of focus, weird images. It was just very hard to position yourself, so it takes a lot of time and like back and forth motions to figure out the right spot for you to be in to get that picture. There's this one beautiful plant next to me that is just gorgeous, has these big green leaves, but every time I try and take a picture of it, I'm getting all of these reflections, and I don't really know how to counter that because I'm not reflecting in it. It's literally just the sky. So this seems to be a lot harder in a setting where you can't control this unless you're really good at Photoshop and you can Photoshop that out. Okay, so I am struggling pretty badly with trying to get pictures with the flowers because this thing is getting so much glare. Like, gloomy overcast would probably be rad and you wouldn't get any reflections in it, but like it's picking up everything. So I'm struggling a little bit with the flowers, so I came inside and I'm gonna try and see if I can get pictures of like amps or like guitars in a cool way with this like sitting on the ground in front of them, because everything else I've taken so far has my hand in it, which is, I don't know, like I feel like I look stupid. I'm only holding it one way, so I don't know how to make this look different. So we're gonna try and lay it on the ground and shoot that way and see if I can get anything. And it's really hot, guys. I'm sweating right now. But also I am shooting with my Nikon 750. I have my 24-70 on here. My settings right now, I'm shooting at a shutter speed of 160, an f-stop of 2.8, an ISO of 160. I'm struggling a little bit with my camera also capturing focus and like really locking down on it. So I just changed it to continuous autofocus and just taking pictures as is, because I don't really care if they're like that blurry. I have my single shot kind of like locked in. So it was struggling a little bit because nothing's really purely sharp when you're shooting through this. So we're gonna try a few more things, get a few more pictures, and then I'm gonna go back to my room and edit them and see what we have. Let me explain what I did here, because this is a weird shot and I think it's the only one that actually worked without having my hands in it. I have the guitar laying down facing me. Where you see that it says Fender, it's upside down, but this ball actually reflects it, so it says Fender right side up. So what I wanted to do was get an angle. Actually, that looks better than my picture does, but where it says Fender and then shows the guitar in the back. I can only shoot at this angle. This ball had to be raised up a little bit, so that's why it's on a pillow. Okay guys, I think that's all I'm doing for shots. It was way too hot in the garage to do anything, so I'm gonna leave it as is. I tried a few more shots around here. I even used this beer can for one shot and laid on the ground, so we'll see how that one turns out. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. The glare was really difficult, so let's see if we can edit any of that out. Kitty! So I'm not going to show you guys my whole editing process, but I did want to show you that I used Lightroom to edit, and this is me just like going through my basic edits. I took one image of the flowers and used that kind of as a baseline. I edited it how I wanted all of my images to kind of look, and then applied that to all of the other images that I took. Pretty simple edits, just sharpening and some color changes and applying it across. But the really important thing that I did when editing to make these images pop is I took an adjustment filter brush and went in and changed up the contrast, kind of removed those highlights and those whites, and added an extra bit of clarity and a little bit of dehaze, some more saturation and sharpening, just to really make the image that was inside the ball really pop. And I went through every single picture that I saved and did this for each one of them. It took me quite a bit of time to get it how I wanted because every picture was so different, but I felt like the before and afters of how it looked was just night and day, and I thought this really was what made the image in the ball stand out. Okay, so I took 75 photos and I only kept 12 of them, and out of all of the photos that I kept, I'm not like overly happy with any of them. I wouldn't keep any of them in my portfolio. Some of them I think are really cute and really unique. Like the self-portrait one I think is kind of funny because I just happened to show up in it, that you can actually see that it's a person. The cat one I think is really cute. I think that they were kind of easy to edit, especially taking the adjustment brush and highlighting the ball and just like sharpening that area. I thought that was pretty easy. I still struggled a lot with the glare on this, and I'm not sure how you would counter that. And when it comes to my photography, I don't want to spend like hours in Photoshop editing that out or trying to like remove that. That just like seems like too much to me. So I'm not sure how people removed all of the glare, or if they just shot in certain situations where they didn't have glare, whether it's gloomy outside or whatever. I struggled with glare in every single one of my shots. It was also hard to get my camera to focus. You have to hold the ball at a certain angle and it like magnifies a little bit, so it's hard to get it at the same angle, focus on it, and then like it's just a lot. So like when I was lining up a shot for my cat, I was like taking so much time that she'd move, and that's why I only had like one shot of her, because every time she moved and I was like, this is taking me too long. The other thing is I wouldn't carry this around. So this is actually pretty heavy. It weighs this much, and yes, I'm gonna weigh it. And it's just kind of awkward to carry around. Like I wouldn't carry this on a hike with me. This just seems excessive to bring with you. There's only two positions that you can really use this lens ball for. One is holding it in your hand and then all of your shots look the same because your hand is in it. And then the other is to set it on the ground. And when you set it on the ground, you really have to focus on something that's propping it up because it's obviously a ball and it'll roll away. And then making sure that you're not damaging it. So you really have two options. Now, I've shot before with a glass prism, and I would actually highly recommend that over this because you can get like the reflections, you can get a rainbow coloration in it, and I just think that there's a lot more options and variability with a glass prism over this, and it's still giving you a more unique look. This is like one specific shot and that's it. So kind of fun thing to shoot with, but it was a lot of work to get these 12 shots that I'm just like okay with, and it's heavy and I wouldn't carry this around with me. So anyway, those were my shots that I got around the house with the glass prism. Obviously, I didn't go anywhere to shoot with this because I wanted to see if you could create something cool at your own home, in your backyard with this, like shooting with it in an everyday setting. And some of the shots are cool, but I don't know. I wouldn't waste my money, guys. But for now, I have this and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope that my honest personal review was helpful for deciding whether or not you should get or try one of these. If you have tried one of these and you've gotten amazing shots out of it, please send me a link to your photos. I'd love to see them. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I put out new videos every Thursday, and I'd love to see you guys next week. So thanks for watching. Bye.